Hi, everyone. You're joining us in the Voice of Faith, and we're going to get ready for our annual Love Walk taking place on May the 1st here in Hong Kong, which is also known as Labor's Day or International Workers' Day. Okay, so I've got here in my hand one of the brochures, and we'll be here gathering at the UCKG Help Center 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, the Love Walk will be all about building relationships, investing in relationships, both for singles and married. Everybody will be able to learn something positive, and thereby you'll be able to transfer as well something positive. I want to bring you today to the book of Genesis, chapter 16. We'll be talking about Abraham and Sarah. I believe there's a lot we can learn from their marriage. Let's read here together. And Sarai said to Abraham, Behold, now the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. Go into my servants. It may be that I shall obtain children by her. And Abraham listened to the voice of Sarai. Very well. So you have a couple here advancing in age, and they still want to have kids. Sarah is not getting pregnant. And what happens? She introduces an idea that is outrageous, unbelievable. First of all, she makes a false statement. She's telling her husband, I'm not able to have kids because God is preventing me. That was wrong. I don't know where she got that idea, but that was fake news. All right? She brought to her husband fake news. And then the second thing that I believe is very alarming, she comes with this idea, an idea that she never brought up all those years they were married. And she tells her husband, well, you go and sleep with our employee. Go and sleep with the servant, our employee, and perhaps she can give you a child. Where did she get this idea? Surely she didn't get it from God. And secondly, she didn't get it from her husband. So what happened? She introduced an idea that was outside of the marriage and brought it inside of the marriage. And this is exactly what happens to couples that are going through difficulties or challenges, and they want to resolve the problems, and they start opening their ears to opinions and ideas that are outside of the will of God. I'm talking about Christian couples, a Christian that wants to be blessed in their love life by God, and they start opening their ears to influencers. Can be social media, can be in their circle of friends or colleagues at work, can be from anywhere. And the moment you open your ears to other opinions, that's when you cancel the work of God in your life. And that's exactly what happened to Abraham and Sarah, because Abraham, he listened to the voice of Sarah, eventually giving in, and the child was born. That was not a blessing. That didn't work out. It was a big frustration. It only brought more tension and more marriage problems. So here you see a couple trying to solve their problems in a quick way and not looking for God, not searching for God, but somehow they tuned in to the wrong channel, the wrong voice, and they created an even bigger problem. Now, I'm just thinking when I'm reading this, did Sarah perhaps have the fear of disappointing her husband? Maybe she could have thought, I'm getting older, I'm disappointing my husband, and I'm not able to give her a child, give him a child. And because of that, she did something that was very extreme, something very unbalanced. And this happens to couples that do not have good communication. Could it be that Abraham eventually gave in to the request of Sarah because he didn't want to disappoint her? So you got two people here that didn't want to disappoint one another, afraid of disappointing one another, and eventually giving in and then making a huge mistake. In all of this, I was just thinking, one of the leading reasons, causes for divorce nowadays is lack of communication. And we know that the Love Walk, this annual event, is all about communication, taking time to communicate. Now imagine this couple, Abraham and Sarah, they were perfectly happy without a child. Could they not have communicated before getting married, sitting down and talking about their future plans? Do you want to have kids or not? If we do not have kids, is that a problem? Can we stay together and be happy without kids if I cannot get pregnant? Whether the problem is with the husband or with the wife, it doesn't matter. But those are conversations that couples should have before they get married. You talk about your future plans, financial plans, your goals, having kids, a lot of details that can be ironed out before you get married. And when you have good conversations like that in the very beginning, it means that later on in life, in the case you cannot get pregnant, it won't be a big deal. It won't be a problem. But if you don't have proper conversations, you start living a life suspecting or expecting one thing from your partner which you are not sure about because you haven't clarified it before getting married. And because of that, I believe that both Sarah and Abraham, they didn't want to disappoint one another, so they please one another and they end up displeasing God. Now think about this. What was the root of their mistake? The root of the mistake of both Sarah made a mistake, and then Abraham also made a mistake. What was the root of their mistake? Lack of communication prior to getting married. And we know in the olden times, if you look to your parents, your grandparents, maybe they would never talk about deep matters and conversations before getting married. And as time passed by, today we have in the church the Love Walk, we have the marriage course, we have books about bulletproof dating, bulletproof marriage. We have so many resources and tools today in the church, many more than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, all with the purpose to help couples minimize committing easy errors. So we understand that Abraham and Sarah, they didn't have any reference. They didn't have anybody around them that they could look to or go to or speak to or get the advice from. Today, we have a vast amount of information and knowledge and examples in the Bible, outside the Bible, in the church, through the testimonies, counseling. You can speak to pastors, pastors' wives, myself, my wife, that you can prevent unnecessary pain and harm. So, conclusion to all of this, if you are here today and you say, wait a minute, I can see that a lack of communication is affecting my marriage, or lack of communication is affecting your relationship with your kids or family, How can I resolve this? Attend on May the 1st our love walk, because I'm very sure that you'll be able to learn how to communicate intelligently, and you'll be able to get some tips and advice that will help both yourself and your family and your love life. All right. So, as we conclude today, if you know somebody who is going through relationship problems and maybe they're thinking about divorce, and divorce is a very easy way out, I want you to know that divorce is not the solution. Actually, divorce brings more pain, more hurt, more suffering. Of course, we know that I'm not here telling you what to do with your life, but we understand that divorce is never something easy. It's something painful. Aside from people that are suffering physical abuse and people whose life is in danger, of course, there are some isolated cases and certain exceptions, which we don't have the time for to talk about today during the program. But if you need counseling, if you need advice, before you make an important decision, book an appointment. You can scan the QR code, get in touch with us, and we will listen to you non-judgmental and give you confidential advice. Your life is important to us, and with the help of God, with the guidance of the Holy Spirit, you'll be able to make better decisions moving forward. Okay? This is our voice of faith for today. Looking forward to have you here with us on May the 1st in the Love Walk. Okay? God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.